Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Churi from the Arid Zone. As always, my public statement, I am the first SCOP teaching humanity, God, cosmic design, Jesus, cosmic ministry, and how he speaks to us through the signs. All right, now this is going to be quite of an interesting video. As always, make sure to click on the link because the newsletter is loaded with information that you will find very interesting. First, let's talk about Mercury retrograde. And this is where I want to apologize to my good friend. I was supposed to be on her radio show, and sudden enough, Mercury is retrograde. Mercury communication, radio, transportation. Whoa, wait a minute here. Completely out of my control. We decided to go and do some river trip on our paddleboard, and my truck, Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules every moving part. My truck was in the garage. So I said to my friends, okay, I'm going with you, but you must bring me back at least at 6 o'clock because I got a very important radio show set for 7 p.m. tonight. Oh, no problem, Louis, no problem. I say, yeah, no problem. Right from the get-go, I warn everybody, I ask everybody to be on time. Of course, one of these guys' car didn't want to start, so we had to wait for him. Then his other friend who was supposed to meet us at the meeting point got lost and couldn't find a place. I mean, all day, it's been nothing else than a nightmare. On top of that, it was one of the most difficult days on the river because the wind was pushing us against the it was pushing us. We were going down with the current, but it was pushing against the current. So which means you're pedaling, but you were going backwards. And I tried to explain to everybody, you know, Mercury retrograde. And it's sudden enough, there you go. I missed my show. So I'm sorry. This is what it is. I let you down. I let my good friend down. But there are things that you cannot always control when Mercury is retrograde. Mercury retrograde does not have to be bad. In fact, it is extraordinarily progressive and positive if you know how. And again, in the newsletter, I give you all the trick, all the tips of what to do. That is, again, if you're curious enough and if you're willing and able to show your appreciation for Dr. Churi's cosmic wisdom. Again, Mercury retrograde is like a train who goes this way. And God said to the driver, slow down, stop, stop, stop. And then put the train in reverse and go back. So that those who are too busy or too fast or unprepared can jump in the train because we are so busy, we don't have time for anything. Life goes so fast. So that's an opportunity for you to go back because you're going to become more receptive, more spiritual with my cosmic teaching. Then you'll be able to jump in the train and move forward full speed and very, very safe. Now, we're going to be talking about this kid, Peyton Gendron. He was born June 20th, 2004. It's a kid, obviously totally and completely infected. What's interesting, and I'm going to put this chart on the screen so that you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I am going to bring a chart, and there you go. You should be able to see his chart on the screen. I'm going to bring it in the middle. Okay, so now you have an idea who he is and how God designed this kid. He's not to blame. Who's to blame? The parents, the society, the teachers, the government, all the institutions, medical institutions, the scientific community, the police, the FBI, the CIA. These are the people to blame. No, this kid. This kid is like any other kid, victimized in the name of a rigid, religious, poisoned, indoctrinated, scientifically oriented community who do not understand that extraterrestrials are real, do not understand that astrology works, is the mother of all science. For JP Morgan to say millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do, that should ring a bell in you, okay? Knowing that the Illuminati and all the very powerful people around this world are using astrology was taken away from you. Just Google Dr. Curie, Pope Francis, and see all the popes being taught astrology by the Vatican Council, all the popes being enthroned under the sign of Leo. Be curious. Let's look up our patron. Born in Gemini, so he has a dual personality, okay? Suddenly enough, you can see the black moon is right on himself. That means he does not know his direct relationship with the moon and the black moon, meaning in so many ways his negative cosmic biorhythm for 2022. When he did this horrible act, not only it was during the predicted window of May the 15th. If you have heard me, okay, talking on the other side of midnight with Frank Morano, you heard me giving you that very specific date and very serious warning about May the 15th. There goes May the 15th, and you got a bunch of people dead. Somebody must be right, right? Yes. Okay, he was born, look, with the tail of the dragon into the deadly sign of Scorpio, the killer. 95% of the people that are rotting in jail have this dragon, this Scorpio. They don't know better. Nobody taught them to become the eagle of the zodiac, to control their emotion and not to let the reptilians literally hijacking the body, the mind, and his soul in this case. He was born not only with the tail in his 6th house of work, service to the world, and health, that makes him very prone to be hijacked by the reptilians, but he was also born with Pluto, the ruler of his dragon's tail in Scorpio, in the 7th house, which is the open house. This is how he faces the world. Now, Pluto is life and death, most in this case, death, and Sagittarius is foreigners. Now, there is much more about a pagan life and fate and his stars, and it's all depicted by Saturn, Mars, Moon, and his Mercury in Cancer. That is the secret, but I ain't gonna give you that one. You have to go and read the newsletter if you want to know exactly why Patton did what he did. And if you're curious enough, this is where you now realize the importance of paying attention, not only to my prediction, but by clicking on the link of that radio show that I did with Frank on April the 19th. That's a long time ago. On April the 19th, I give you May the 15th, a month or so. Now, somebody must be right. Again, we are talking about the black moon. All the people at NASA are telling you, well, look at this red moon, the total lunar eclipse created a dazzling blood moon, okay? And exactly on that blood moon, you have my SOS to the world deadly window, and you have the dramatic deadly result of my vision. My good friend, not only this, but you also have today or yesterday, California churchgoer detained gunman in deadly attack, another crazy young kid. And my words are so obvious if you read your 2022 Nostradamus Dragon forecast. Okay, the reptilians are after the government, they're after the kids, they're after the police. My God. How can you be not able to relate to this work when you see 19 people were killed? It's not every day, but it's on the date and the window I gave you that this infected poor kid victimized by the reptilians responded literally to the reptilians effect. And you, my good friend, you are no better, no less than me, or to Peyton, Sandron, and all those killers out there. You are also prone to the reptilians effect. And the more you know about it, the more you understand my work, the better it'll be for you. However, since 1991, all I have done is to pass on this critical wisdom. And to be rewarded, I get kicked off coast to coast, kicked out for being real, for being honest, for being precise, for being me, for being Dr. Cherry. Okay, so all those cowards, okay, who could help me and don't, are not doing you a favor. They are not doing society and the children of the future a good deed. They are not. I am here. I am here. And if you can show me that you care, okay, I'll be very much appreciative of that action. All I'm trying to tell you is, as of today, you're going to have a little sample of what I can do. If you want to learn more, if you want to educate yourself, if you want to have real predictions and some, join the Cosmic Club or become a Patreon, because we have decided to put 95% of our times for those who are taking care of us as of today. Now, it's been a few weeks since you did not watch my video. How did you feel? Did you hope for another video? Did you want to read more prediction? Did you want to get more of my cosmic wisdom? Then if you say yes, Dr. Cherry, then it's your time. It's your show to show me that you care. And then from there, I'm going to give you more than what you can bargain for. Again, there is much more in that newsletter that you have to read. Much, much more from our VIP and Patreon, as I've explained the stars and fates of Peyton Gandron, this kid who was infected and killed innocent people. But it's very, very hard for those who are in charge of us and our fates to realize that I can do so much to help all of you. But if they can go there, it's their business. If you can, because you're smart, because you're curious or a superhuman, then join my family, because you do vibrate at our cosmic speed. That was my message to you. So believe me, Mercury is retrograde. Be ready for frustration. Be ready for all sorts of problems with your appointments. And I explained my case about me missing my radio show and letting you all down. Okay, and I feel sad about it. But again, there are no accidents. That Mercury retrograde has been a blessing so far for me, apart from, of course, which was out of my control, missing my radio show. All the rest has been just positive. And do you want a case to what it means to be human? Do you want a case on how to use a Mercury retrograde at your advantage? Here I am. I'm there for you. Now you be there for me. Until then, God bless all of you. Make it a beautiful weekend. Make it a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you're at in this big world. Because I know I will. Be positive and remember, never forget, your future is nothing else than the reincarnation of your thought. Bye-bye.